Hi everyone, we're back. It's been a while, but we're back stronger than ever, and we're going to keep on going until we finish all of the waves. So this video is going to be about how we can make sure that we reach every focus level. And I wanted to give you guys an important update, something that I didn't notice before. So for me, since I haven't done a tape in about over a month, I wanted to do the foundation tapes again to make sure I have I'm updated and I still know the main basic things that we need to do right before I try to do the complicated stuff. It's like when you build a house, you know, you need the foundation before you start building the house. There's no point building the house if you don't have a solid foundation. It's kind of the same way with the tapes. I want to make sure that I can do the basic things right before I move on to the pretty heavy stuff. So guys, check this out, okay? This is pretty crazy, honestly. I did the first tape again, okay? Tape 1.1. It helped me, you know, to make sure that I'm updated with HemiSync, that I refresh how I feel that with HemiSync. But guys, you know, in that tape at the beginning, Bob Monroe, he does a test. He tests your headphones, okay? The test at the beginning, he's going to play his voice only in one ear, on one side of the headphones. However, I could hear his voice in both ears. That's a problem. That's a big indication that the tapes could not work in that case, guys. However, I did not change anything, so that was kind of a worry. I tried different files. It was all the same. And then I was playing around with my phone audio settings, okay? I'll put on the screen what I changed to make sure I have the right frequencies. However, I really think it's important that you check with that test in the first tape to make sure in the test you would only hear the voice in one ear. If you hear the voice in both ears, the frequencies are not going to work right, okay? So check. That is a big sign why the tapes wouldn't work for someone. Check this out, okay? A few days ago when I did a tape for the first time in a long time, like in over a month, it was easy for me to notice the differences, okay? Straight away after the tape, I felt great. Great energy, great mood, harmonious mood, in a good vibe. Everything was great. Furthermore, during the day, that day, I was noticing things that were always there that I never noticed before. Okay? That day when I did a tape for the first time in a while. And I was like, how did I not notice this before? Like, how did I not notice that? And then I realized, oh, maybe you're having all this higher awareness and noticing things because you did a tape today. So that is very interesting, how I notice things and I'm like, why am I noticing these things? And I realize it's because, oh, I did a tape today. This is on that day. So guys, there's a clear difference in behavior and how we feel if we do a tape or if we don't do a tape. So that was really cool. I want to make sure that we all succeed. Okay, so I'm going to share tips that can help me and that can help you, because if we want to reach focus 49, we're going to need each other, okay? It's like, it's a new thing. Not many people reach it. So I'm going to share what I can, and you too, with our community, share what you can, and together I really believe we're going to reach the higher focus levels all the way up to enlightenment. So let's go. So I'm almost on wave 6. I'm almost on focus 21. However, before I continue, what I'm doing now is I make sure I can do focus 10 right, focus 12 right, and focus 15 right. So in this video is going to be about sharing different techniques to reach these focus levels. So that's what I'm currently doing. I'm making sure that I have the right triggers with the foundations of each focus level before I move on. So I'm going to share with you some ways that we can use. The techniques that I'm going to share are going to sound like we're hypnotizing ourselves, okay? But we gotta do what we gotta do if we want to voluntarily reach higher states of consciousness, okay? So, focus 10. I'm going to share some techniques. You could only use one or all. So, for focus 10, when we're in the process of reaching it, we're going to inhale deeply with the stomach, not the chest, and exhale slowly. With each number that you're counting as you're breathing, imagine that your body is sinking deeper and deeper into the position or surface you're sitting in. Imagine your body is going deeper and deeper, okay? Every time you count. Another thing you can do is picture every number, and when you count it, imagine that number dissolving. Imagine that number softly disappearing, okay? He's not letting me record. There's like a bird there. I don't know if you could see it. No, I can't. He's louder than me. Anyway, so for focus 10, something else that you can do is, okay, a color that you like. Imagine a color that you like, and every number that you're counting, that color becomes clearer and clearer. Okay, more vivid and vivid. And when it's really vivid, it's a sign that, okay, you're ready. You're in focus 10, okay? Another thing you can try is when you're counting and breathing, make sure that every time you're releasing tension in a part of your body. Notice the tensions, the subtle tensions. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, that includes muscles and tensions in your cheek, in your neck, in your back, your eyes, your tongue. These count. High awareness, okay? So those are different techniques you can try for focus 10. For me, what works is counting deeply from 1 to 10 and relaxing every part of my body, making sure all tension is released. Okay? Focus 12. This is the state of expanded awareness. So the techniques we're going to do is to expand our awareness. So this is the technique that actually worked for me a couple of days ago. I imagine a horizon, okay, a landscape, okay, and I'm imagining seeing more details and that landscape, that horizon widening. As I'm in the process of reaching focus 12, I see more and more of that picture that I'm seeing, more details, bigger picture, okay? So expanded awareness, that is the technique that worked really, really strong for me, okay? I was so deep. Other techniques include imagine walking up a flight of stairs, okay? Going up a fast elevator, going up in a plane, going up in a roller coaster, okay? These are the kind of sensations that can mimic the objective of expanded awareness, okay? Different techniques work for different people, okay? Another technique that worked really well for me to reach focus 12, this almost always works for me, is I imagine that I'm in my reball and I'm going up, floating really fast in my reball all the way up to the galaxy. Then when I arrive up in space, in galaxy, I stop going up and I'm just floating around. And for me, that works really well because I feel very intense, and I feel a shift from focus 10 to focus 12. I can feel the difference between those both. Focus, oh my gosh, I think the bird wants to be in the video. Okay, focus 15, the state of no time. I have a cool technique that worked for me. I had to experiment, but this worked really well, okay? Focus 15. What I did, I imagined and I visualized a clock, okay? The hands of the clock were moving really fast, okay? Very fast. And I was imagining those handles turning around slower and slower until they stopped. The handle stopped moving, so time stopped. And then, like, the clock disappeared, which is like a symbol of the end of time. Like, this worked, it was very intense for me, and I felt like I was going down a really intense tunnel, which is a feeling associated with focus 15. So that's a great sign. Another technique to reach focus 15 is to imagine that, visualize that, and feel that you're in your reball and you're floating in a void, in dark void. And you feel and you order time to stop, to slow down until it stops, until you really feel a shift from focus 12 to focus 15. So floating in a void, floating in your reball in a void, in dark, okay? Your objective in that state, when you're floating in void, is to let go of all sense of time or space. When you feel dissociated with that, it's a sign that you're in focus 15. There are two more techniques that I know to reach focus 15. One of them is visualizing energy radiating from you outwards. Imagining energy radiating from you, going outwards, is another great way to reach focus 15. Another one, more difficult, however more effective, is you're going to be humming, like and you're going to try to synchronize your humming with your breathing. You're going to try to synchronize the vibrations of your humming to be in sync with your breathing. They will feel like together in a flow, okay? It's more difficult, it takes more time, you might have to rewind a bit the tape or something. However, it's very effective this way, okay? A general tip for any focus level is to try and associate that state with a specific word, okay? So you're going to train your mind to associate that word with that state. So maybe choose a word that's your trigger, and you're going to focus on that word to make sure it gets you to that state. So some people do that. They associate a word with a feeling. However, me personally, I like to try and recreate that feeling to reach that feeling. So to each their own. But something that I do like doing is not associating words with a sensation or focus level, but associating an image with a focus level. Example, for focus 10, sometimes if I'm having trouble, what I do, I imagine a tree, okay, a grounded tree, and I imagine the roots of that tree going deeper and deeper into the ground, more and more rooted, okay? That is an image, an animated image that helps me reach focus 10, okay? A tree, and I imagine the roots are going deeper and deeper into the soil. For focus 15, I like to associate the image of an eagle flying to help me reach focus 12. So as I'm imagining a landscape and I'm seeing more details of that landscape, I'm also trying to follow an eagle. I'm watching it fly and seeing more details, and that really helps me reach focus 12. And for focus 15, an image that helps me is imagining a star that goes into space and dissolves into space. Okay, that is how I help reach focus 15. So I've tried to provide different tips, different techniques to help us all reach these higher states, build the solid foundations to make an amazing house, meaning to do amazing things and successfully do the next wave, the next focus levels, ultimately up to focus 49. So if you have any other interesting techniques, please feel free to share it with the community. I'm open to try. I'm sure many people are open to try. I know these techniques might not work for some, so any help would be really appreciated. And if you have any questions, let us know. I will try to answer, or other members of the community, and we're going to keep on growing together. I'll talk to you soon. Good luck.